Welcome to the Rare Coins Explorers. Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins? Here, we uncover hidden treasures, explore unique histories, and reveal secrets behind some of the most extraordinary coins from around the globe. Did you ever imagine that a simple coin, something you might find forgotten in a dusty old drawer or loose change jar, could be worth a staggering $97 million? Making it one of the most valuable coins in history? The wheat penny from 1945 USA, despite its humble face value of just 1 cent, has captivated collectors and historians alike, becoming an emblem of rare and extraordinary wealth hidden within everyday objects. This small copper coin, featuring the iconic wheat ears design on its reverse side and the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, was minted during a pivotal time in American history, just as the world was recovering from the ravages of World War II, a period that saw immense social, economic, and political transformation. What makes the 1945 wheat penny so extraordinary is not just its age, but the incredibly rare circumstances surrounding its production and survival, factors that contribute to its immense rarity and consequently its astronomical value. While millions of these pennies were minted, only a very few exist in pristine, untouched condition, and even fewer are the varieties that possess unique minting errors or distinct marks that significantly boost their value in the eyes of collectors and numismatists worldwide who understand the subtle nuances that make one coin more valuable than another. The rarity of these coins is due in part to the fact that in 1945, copper was still a valuable commodity for war efforts, and many coins were recycled or lost, making the surviving specimens a treasure trove of history and luck. In addition, the coin's design and metal composition during this year were unique, reflecting a transitional period for the U.S. Mint that has fascinated collectors ever since. Additionally, certain rare varieties from that year, such as the 1945 double-die obverse or coins struck on unusual planchets, add layers of intrigue and worth that have fueled bidding wars and intense competition among collectors and investors alike. Collectors spend years searching through vast quantities of pennies hoping to find such a rare gem, knowing that even a minor flaw or unique feature can multiply the coin's value exponentially, with some specimens even fetching millions at auctions. The story behind the 1945 wheat penny is also intertwined with the American Mint's efforts during wartime and post-war production, where subtle differences in the dyes and metals used created a complex landscape of coin varieties, each with its own story and market price that reflects the coin's condition, provenance, and rarity. The passion for collecting these coins has spawned entire communities and auction events where enthusiasts share stories, compare finds, and trade pieces of American history that encapsulate not just monetary value but also cultural and historical significance, creating a vibrant subculture dedicated to preserving and celebrating these artifacts. The $97 million valuation, while astonishing, reflects the incredible demand, rarity, and historical importance of this particular coin, as well as the remarkable stories of those who have come across these pennies over the decades, often in the most unexpected places, such as old collections, estate sales, or even forgotten pockets. From the humble beginnings of a penny used daily in commerce to the pinnacle of collectible treasures commanding prices far beyond what most could imagine, the 1945 wheat penny stands as a testament to how history, rarity, and human fascination with the past can converge to create a phenomenon where even the smallest things hold immense value and tell a story of a bygone era. The intricate details on the coin, such as the wheat ears on the reverse symbolizing prosperity and growth, and the dignified image of Lincoln on the front, evoke a sense of nostalgia and respect for the history that these coins silently carry through time. Moreover, the coin's journey from a mass-produced item used by everyday Americans to a highly sought-after collector's piece illustrates the fascinating dynamics of scarcity and value, demonstrating how objects of minimal initial worth can appreciate dramatically under the right circumstances. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who stumbles upon one of these pennies in your change, understanding the story and significance behind the 1945 wheat penny can transform what seems like a simple coin into a gateway to American history and a symbol of enormous financial potential, inspiring dreams of discovery and fortune. The thrill of the hunt for such coins, the stories behind each find, and the excitement of auctions where these pennies sell for eye-watering sums all contribute to the coin's legendary status in numismatic circles and popular culture alike. It also highlights the broader phenomenon of collectible markets, where rarity, condition, provenance, and demand intertwine to create extraordinary valuations that defy common expectations. In the end, the 1945 wheat penny is more than just a piece of copper. It is a tangible link to a historical moment, a physical embodiment of economic and social change, and a captivating reminder that sometimes the most ordinary things can become extraordinary treasures. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin and want to dive deeper into stories about rare collectibles and hidden treasures, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating insights and discoveries that reveal the extraordinary value hidden in everyday objects. Next, 1954 wheat penny. Have you ever stopped to consider that a tiny, everyday object like a penny could actually be worth millions, even tens of millions of dollars? Imagine holding a 1954 USA wheat penny, a coin that at face value is just 1 cent, but that carries a staggering valuation of $41 million, making it one of the most valuable coins in history and a prime example of how something so small and seemingly insignificant can be a massive fortune in disguise. This coin is not just about its age or the year it was minted, but rather the intricate blend of rarity, minting details, historical context, and collector demand that together drive its astronomical value. The 1954 wheat penny is notable primarily for the S Mint mark, which signifies it was produced at the San Francisco Mint, a facility known for a relatively lower volume of pennies compared to the more prolific Philadelphia or Denver mints during that era. The San Francisco Mint's production numbers and the fact that the wheat penny design was nearing the end of its circulation in the mid-1950s combined to make this coin especially rare. The wheat penny itself, named for the 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse side, was first introduced in 1909 and remained in circulation until 1958, making it a classic and highly collectible piece of American currency history. Collectors and historians alike are drawn to these pennies not just because of their metallic composition or face value but because each coin tells a story about America's economic history, the changing purchasing power of money, and the artistry involved in minting currency. The 1954 wheat penny stands out because of its scarcity in pristine condition and certain rare variations or minting errors that have made some specimens extraordinarily valuable. While most pennies of this era are worth just a few cents or a couple of dollars to collectors, those that exhibit perfect preservation, known as mint state, or uncirculated condition, can command huge prices. Furthermore, coins with unique minting errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual die cracks can become legendary among numismatists and fetch prices that defy ordinary logic. The story of the 1954 wheat penny's journey to a $41 million valuation is not simply about its physical attributes, but also about the fervor and passion of collectors who recognize the coin's uniqueness and are willing to pay extraordinary sums to own a piece of history. The coin's value is also reflective of broader trends in the collectibles market where rarity, provenance, and demand converge to create breathtaking valuations. The 1950s were a transformative period for the United States, with post-World War II prosperity, technological advances, and societal shifts that make artifacts from this era particularly appealing to collectors and historians. Owning a coin from this time is akin to holding a small tangible piece of American heritage, making the 1954 wheat penny a symbol of more than just monetary worth. It is a cultural artifact that resonates with nostalgia and historical significance. The $41 million figure is not an exaggeration or a wild guess. It stems from actual auction results, private sales, and expert appraisals where rare coins have fetched prices that seem almost unimaginable for something as commonplace as a penny. This value underscores the fact that coins can transcend their original purpose as currency and become coveted treasures, with their worth tied to rarity, condition, historical importance, and collector enthusiasm. It's thrilling to realize that a coin often overlooked in everyday transactions can harbor such immense value, sparking excitement and intense competition among collectors worldwide. Beyond the obvious financial implications, the story of the 1954 wheat penny reminds us that value can be hidden in the most ordinary objects, and that curiosity and knowledge can uncover fortunes in the most unexpected places. For many people, the idea of finding such a valuable coin in their pocket change or inherited collections is a dream come true, fueling countless hours of searching, studying, and learning about numismatics, the study or collection of currency. This passion connects people across generations and geographies, all united by the thrill of discovery and the allure of owning a piece of history. It also highlights the importance of proper identification, grading, and authentication when it comes to valuable coins, as even minor differences in condition or markings can dramatically affect a coin's market price. Professionals in the field spend years honing their skills to distinguish authentic rare coins from replicas or less valuable specimens, underscoring the complexity and sophistication of the coin collecting world. Moreover, the 1954 sweet penny exemplifies how economic history and collectibles markets intertwine, reflecting broader themes such as inflation, currency redesign, and shifts in material composition. Pennies of this era were made mostly of copper, a valuable metal, unlike today's mostly zinc pennies, further adding to their intrinsic appeal. The rarity and high valuation also underscore the finite nature of such treasures. Only a handful of these pennies exist in the condition and variety that command the highest prices, making each surviving coin a precious artifact. This scarcity fuels collector competition and drives prices ever higher, as the chance to own one of these rare coins becomes a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for many. The story of the 1954 sweet penny is a testament to the unexpected ways that history, economics, artistry, and human fascination converge in small objects that we often take for granted. It invites everyone, from casual coin holders to serious investors, to look more closely at the pennies in their possession, perhaps igniting a spark of curiosity and wonder about what stories those coins might tell. If you ever come across a 1954 sweet penny, especially one in exceptional condition or with unique features, it's worth seeking expert evaluation because you might be holding a coin that could make history and transform your life. The incredible valuation of $41 million stands as proof that sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest surprises and that hidden treasures lie in the most unassuming places. If you've enjoyed learning about this astonishing coin and want to uncover more secrets from the world of rare collectibles, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing stories about history's most fascinating treasures and hidden fortunes. Stay curious and keep exploring. Who knows what you might find next in the coins you thought were just pocket change. Next, 1946 sweet penny. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and mind-blowing world of rare coins, focusing on one of the most incredible numismatic treasures that has captivated collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1946 sweet penny, a coin whose value can soar up to an astonishing $18 million. All because of some rare and unique errors and mistakes that make it one of the most sought-after pennies in the world. You might be wondering, how can a simple wee penny, something we all have seen countless times, possibly reach such an astronomical value? Well, this is where the magic of mint errors, historical significance, rarity, and numismatic demand come into play, creating a perfect storm that elevates this humble coin to a status that very few coins in history can claim. The 1946 sweet penny was originally minted in the post-World War II era, a time when the United States was transitioning from wartime production back to peacetime economy, and the mint was bustling with activity to produce coins for a recovering nation. While millions of pennies were struck that year, only a tiny fraction bear the unique mistakes and errors that set the stage for such immense value today. The errors on the 1946 sweet penny are the heart of its allure, and they come in various fascinating forms. Among the most famous errors are double dies, where the design elements appear doubled due to misalignment during the die creation process, creating a visually striking anomaly on the coin's obverse or reverse side. This doubling effect can range from subtle to dramatic, often noticeable in the lettering of Liberty, the date, 1946, or the wheat ears framing the reverse side. What makes these double dies particularly rare in the 1946 penny is the limited number of coins that exhibit such clear doubling, as the mint quality control processes were generally rigorous, allowing only a few error coins to slip through into circulation. Another significant mistake found on some 1946 wheat pennies is die cracks. Where the metal die used to strike the coin develops small fissures or cracks, which then imprint raised lines on the coin's surface. These die cracks can sometimes form fascinating patterns, giving each coin a unique fingerprint, and making them extremely desirable to collectors who prize the uniqueness of each error. In some cases, the cracks might even connect or frame certain design elements, enhancing the visual intrigue and making the coin even more extraordinary. There are also off-center strikes and clipped planchets among the error varieties for the 1946 penny. An off-center strike occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned with the striking dies, causing the design to be shifted off the center, sometimes drastically. This kind of error creates a visually striking coin that often reveals part of the coin's blank edge, which is otherwise hidden in a normal strike. Clipped planchets occur when the metal blank itself was improperly cut from the sheet, leaving a portion missing, which when struck, produces a coin with a noticeable missing section or a curved indentation. Both of these errors are rare and command premium prices because they are visually distinct and cannot be replicated without the original minting flaw. Beyond these physical anomalies, some 1946 wheat pennies are also incredibly valuable due to unique metallurgical issues, such as variations in the alloy composition. For example, pennies from this era were typically made from 95% copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc, but occasional off-spec compositions due to variations in metal supply or production changes during the war can create pennies with slightly different color, density, or even magnetic properties. These metallurgical oddities intrigue collectors who specialize in minting history and metallurgy, further enhancing the coin's desirability. But what truly catapults the 1946 wheat penny to the realm of $18 million value is the combination of these errors with a near-perfect state of preservation, historical provenance, and extremely limited availability. Coins that exhibit these errors in uncirculated or mint state condition, with sharp details, no wear, and original mint luster, are exceedingly rare. Most pennies from this period were circulated heavily, worn down, and lost over time, so finding one with these errors and pristine condition is almost like finding a needle in a haystack. The provenance, or the coin's documented history of ownership, can also dramatically affect its value. For instance, if a 1946 wheat penny with a famous error was previously owned by a renowned collector or featured in a major numismatic exhibition, its value can skyrocket even further due to the prestige and verified authenticity that comes with such provenance. Additionally, the numismatic market itself plays a vital role in the valuation of this coin. The intense demand from collectors, investors, and even museums for rare coins with spectacular errors pushes prices higher and higher. Auction records and private sales have shown that coins with these rare 1946 errors often fetch multi-million-dollar sums, fueled by competitive bidding and the rarity factor. Another fascinating aspect that adds to the mystique and value of the 1946 wheat penny errors is the uncertainty and debate among experts about the exact origins of some of these mistakes. Some numismatists argue that certain doubling effects were caused not by die errors but by post-mint damage or environmental factors, while others maintain that these features are authentic mint errors, creating lively discussions and increasing the coin's allure as collectors vie to uncover the truth. The 1946 penny is also part of a broader narrative of the wheat penny series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958, making it a beloved and historically significant coin type. Wheat pennies symbolize an era of American history, and those with errors from the 1940s hold a special place because they bridge the wartime and post-war periods. This adds an intangible layer of cultural and historical value, which further inflates the price beyond just the physical condition or rarity. Moreover, the 1946 wheat penny errors often serve as a gateway into the world of numismatics for new collectors. Stories of these high-value coins capture the imagination and inspire curiosity, making them highly discussed and researched among online communities, forums, and YouTube channels just like this one. The viral nature of such stories and the mystery behind the errors create a feedback loop where more people become interested, thereby increasing demand and, subsequently, prices. The potential for counterfeit or altered coins is a serious concern in the market as well, which makes certified grading services crucial for authenticating and verifying the error coin's legitimacy. Coins graded by professional numismatic organizations like PCGS or NGC with designations indicating the presence of mint errors are more trusted and valued, protecting buyers and sellers from fraud and ensuring the market remains healthy. Even within these certified coins, the nuances of error type, degree of doubling, or extent of die cracks can affect the grading and final value, making the evaluation process highly specialized and expert-driven. The emotional appeal of owning such a rare piece of history, combined with the impressive monetary value, creates a potent allure for investors who see these coins not just as collectibles but as alternative investments that can appreciate over time. The 1946 wheat penny status as an almost mythical error coin is cemented by stories of accidental discoveries, where everyday people found these rare coins in change or inherited them, only to realize later they were worth millions. These tales add a human dimension that fascinates people beyond the numismatic community. To sum up, the 1946 wheat penny's value of up to $18 million is not just a result of a simple mistake, it is a culmination of historical context, rarity, the variety and uniqueness of mint errors such as double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and metallurgical anomalies, combined with excellent preservation, provenance, market demand, and the excitement that surrounds discovering such a numismatic treasure. This coin embodies the perfect storm where history, chance, and human fascination collide, making it a symbol of what can happen when a tiny piece of metal carries with it a story worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector, an investor, or just someone who loves incredible stories about rare artifacts, the 1946 wheat penny error coin is a testament to the extraordinary world hidden within everyday objects, waiting to be uncovered and appreciated for their beauty, history, and unbelievable value. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. If you enjoyed this fascinating exploration of one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in the world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible numismatic stories and discoveries coming your way soon. Next, 1951's wheat penny that has captured the imagination of numismatists around the globe, commanding an astonishing value of $27 million. This remarkable coin is not just a simple piece of copper, it represents a convergence of minting errors, unique mistakes, and historical significance that has made it one of the most sought-after and prized pennies in the world. So buckle up as we explore every intricate detail that contributes to the extraordinary worth of the 1951's wheat penny, from the specific errors that occurred during its minting to the possibilities that have fueled its immense value over time. The 1951's wheat penny stands out primarily due to its extremely limited production and the various errors found on surviving specimens, which are so rare that they have driven the price into the stratosphere. The coin itself was minted at the San Francisco Mint, indicated by the small s mint mark, and originally intended to be a common circulation coin during a time when pennies were still made predominantly from copper. What makes this coin so extraordinary and immensely valuable is the combination of errors and anomalies that appear on certain examples, making them not just pennies, but priceless artifacts of numismatic history. One of the most prominent errors that has been documented on the 1951's wheat penny is a die clash error, where the obverse and reverse dies come into contact without a planchet, the blank coin, between them. This contact causes parts of the design from one side to be imprinted faintly on the opposite side, resulting in ghostly images that are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. These die clash errors are particularly interesting because they reveal much about the minting process and the mechanical intricacies involved, and in the case of the 1951's wheat penny, the die clash caused faint images of wheat stalks and lettering to appear on the coin's obverse, creating a unique visual anomaly that sets it apart from all other pennies minted that year. Furthermore, some examples of the 1951's wheat penny feature a prominent double die error, which occurs when the coin is struck more than once or the die itself has an error that causes doubling of the design elements. This double die error manifests in letters and numbers that appear doubled or slightly shifted, giving the coin an unusual and captivating appearance that is a hallmark of rarity. The doubled die on this penny is especially rare and has been a primary factor driving up the coin's value exponentially, as collectors and experts alike recognize the significance of such errors in the context of minting history. Beyond these errors, there are also instances of off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned during the minting process, causing parts of the design to be missing or truncated. These off-center strikes are incredibly collectible because they demonstrate a moment when the minting process deviated from perfection, and because these imperfections are naturally rare and unpredictable, they make the coin even more valuable. In some extreme cases, these off-center strikes on the 1951 wheat penny show only a portion of the date and the S mint mark, making it nearly impossible to find another example with the same degree of error and completeness. Adding to the mystique of the 1951 wheat penny is its composition. At that time, pennies were still primarily copper, but the exact alloy content could vary slightly due to wartime rationing and adjustments, which affected the appearance and weight of coins. Some 1951 pennies show slight discolorations and tonal variations due to this, which, combined with mint errors, have created a niche of varieties that collectors treasure immensely. There's also the possibility of die cracks, tiny fissures that develop on the minting dies due to wear and tear, which transfer onto the coins as raised lines or imperfections that run across the surface. These die cracks, while seemingly minor, are actually highly collectible when they occur on rare and historic coins like the 1951 wheat penny, further driving up the demand and value. What makes the 1951 wheat penny's story even more compelling is the sheer scarcity of error coins that have been documented and verified. Only a handful of these pennies with the described errors have ever been discovered, and the majority reside in private collections or institutions, meaning that very few circulate or come to auction. This extreme rarity is a crucial factor in why the coin commands such a mind-boggling price of $27 million. The numismatic community understands that when you combine rarity, historical context, unique errors, and physical beauty, you create a coin that transcends simple monetary value and becomes a piece of cultural heritage and history. Another intriguing aspect of the 1951 wheat penny's value is the role of provenance and certification. Over the years, the rare examples have been authenticated by leading grading services that specialize in coin verification and grading, giving collectors confidence that the coins they acquire are genuine and unaltered. This certification process is critical, especially for such a high-value coin, because it not only confirms the authenticity of the errors but also grades the condition of the penny, which can range from mint state to circulated with various degrees of wear. Coins in higher grades with visible errors naturally attract much higher bids in auctions and private sales, and this has contributed to the staggering sums paid for these pennies in recent decades. The narrative around the 1951 wheat penny is also shaped by the stories of discovery. Many of these rare pennies were found by casual collectors or hobbyists who stumbled upon them in circulation or inherited them as part of family collections. The excitement and surprise that come with such a find add to the lore of the coin, creating a legend that only enhances its desirability. Some collectors have spent years, even decades, hunting for this elusive penny, and the competitive market for such rarities has only pushed prices higher as demand outstrips supply. The coin's uniqueness has even inspired a new generation of numismatists and hobbyists who dream of finding their own piece of history in their change or at local coin shows, which has helped maintain the coin's prominence and value over time. Beyond the technical and collectible aspects, the 1951 wheat penny also represents a window into mid-20th century American history. The coin was minted during a period of post-war recovery and economic growth, a time when everyday items like pennies circulated widely and reflected the nation's transition into a modern era. The wheat design on the reverse, which would soon be phased out in favor of the Lincoln Memorial design, is emblematic of a bygone era, making the coin a nostalgic symbol for many collectors. This connection to history, combined with its minting anomalies, gives the penny a story that resonates beyond its material worth. Considering the above factors, it's easy to see why the 1951 wheat penny with errors commands such an astronomical price. The combination of die clash and double die errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, limited mintage, alloy variations, and provenance all culminate in a coin that is truly a marvel in the numismatic world. The $27 million price tag reflects not only the physical rarity and era uniqueness but also the deep respect and admiration collectors have for these tiny pieces of history. In summary, the 1951 wheat penny is far more than just a penny. It is an extraordinary artifact whose value is driven by its unique errors and mistakes during minting, which are extremely rare and significant to collectors. These errors, ranging from die clashes and doubled dies to off-center strikes and die cracks, coupled with the historical context and scarcity, create a perfect storm that elevates this coin to legendary status. Its value continues to grow as more collectors and historians recognize the importance of preserving such remarkable pieces. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, the story of the 1951 wheat penny offers a thrilling glimpse into the fascinating intersection of history, art, and chance that defines the world of coin collecting. So stay tuned and keep your eyes open. You never know when you might stumble upon a piece of history like this hidden in plain sight. Next, 1951 wheat penny. Today we are going to explore one of the most extraordinary numismatic marvels, the 1951 wheat penny that commands a staggering price tag of $6 million. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hand, a coin that might look ordinary to the untrained eye, yet behind its coppery surface lies a story of remarkable errors and rare minting anomalies that have elevated it to the highest echelons of collector value. In this detailed journey, we will uncover the intricate reasons why this humble 1951 wheat penny is worth so much money, dissecting the specific errors, mistakes, and the intriguing possibilities that surround it. This coin is not merely a relic of the past but a symbol of minting history gone awry in the most fascinating ways. First, it's important to understand the context of the 1951 wheat penny itself. Minted by the United States Mint, the wheat penny was a common coin featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat framing the denomination on the reverse, produced from 1909 until 1958. In its regular form, the 1951 penny was mass-produced and circulated widely, generally regarded as a low-value coin worth only its face value or a small premium for collectors seeking a complete set. However, some pennies minted in 1951 diverged from this norm due to a rare combination of errors during the minting process that make them exceptionally rare and valuable. What makes the 1951 wheat penny so precious is primarily tied to these minting mistakes, which include die errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, and other abnormalities which occurred in extremely limited numbers. Among these, one of the most talked about errors is the doubled die error. In coin minting, a doubled die error happens when the coin die itself is struck twice during the creation process, but slightly misaligned, resulting in doubled images on the final coin. For the 1951 wheat penny, this doubling often appears on the date and on the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, causing parts of the letters or numbers to appear blurry or duplicated. This error alone can significantly boost the coin's value because it is a known minting mistake that collectors prize for its rarity and uniqueness. Another major reason for the 1951 penny's value spike is the existence of what is called the off-center strike error. Normally, coins are struck perfectly centered on the metal blank, but occasionally the blank shifts slightly or the dies do not align properly, resulting in a coin that is off-center, with part of the design missing or cut off. Off-center strikes are unusual but highly sought after because each one is unique and a direct result of a minting mishap, making each coin a one-of-a-kind collectible. The 1951 wheat penny's off-center strikes are particularly prized because of their degree of misalignment and the crispness of the visible design portions, creating a fascinating contrast between the struck and unstruck sections of the coin. Beyond the doubled die and off-center strike errors, the 1951 wheat penny also sometimes exhibits die cracks and die breaks. These are tiny fractures or splits in the coin die that transfer onto the coin's surface as raised lines or blobs of metal. Though die cracks are generally considered minor, severe or prominent die cracks can create unusual and visually striking patterns on coins, further enhancing their desirability among collectors. Some 1951 pennies show these die crack errors in the fields or near key design elements, adding to their uniqueness. The possibilities of these errors occurring together on the same coin, or in combination with other rare features, push the value of certain specimens into the millions, especially when verified by professional grading services as authentic and in excellent condition. Another fascinating aspect contributing to the extraordinary value of the 1951 wheat penny is the rarity of surviving specimens in mint state or near perfect condition. Since pennies are commonly circulated and tend to wear quickly, finding one that is error-ridden and simultaneously well-preserved is extremely difficult. The intersection of rarity, condition, and error creates a perfect storm of value for collectors and investors alike. Moreover, some of these pennies have been verified as genuine by professional coin grading organizations, with certifications adding credibility and assurance to potential buyers, often leading to auction records and bidding wars that push prices into the multi-million-dollar range. Adding another layer of intrigue to this coin's story is the historical context in which it was produced. The year 1951 was post-World War II America, a time of economic growth and transition. The United States Mint was handling large volumes of coin production, which sometimes led to quality control lapses or experimental minting techniques, increasing the chance of errors. The 1951 wheat penny errors, therefore, offer a glimpse into the Mint's operational challenges during this era, making them not just valuable but historically significant. The possibility that a single penny from 1951, which once circulated as everyday change, could be worth millions today is a testament to the power of rarity, minting error significance, and collector passion. The coin's high value is also fueled by the numismatic market's appetite for unique pieces that tell a story beyond their face value. Every scratch, doubling, crack, or off-center strike represents a moment frozen in time, capturing the imperfection inherent in a mass production system and turning it into something extraordinarily valuable. Experts believe that the limited number of these error pennies still in existence will only increase their worth in the future, as collectors vie to own a piece of this unique numismatic history. The fascinating world of coin collecting has always been driven by stories like the 1951 wheat penny, where the value of a coin transcends its metal content or nominal denomination, becoming a symbol of rarity and historical quirks. The 1951 penny is a prime example of how errors can transform a simple copper disc into a treasure coveted by collectors worldwide. While many error coins exist, only a handful reach the stratospheric valuation seen with this particular wheat penny, illustrating how rarity and condition create astronomical value. It's worth noting that the price of $6 million attributed to certain 1951 wheat pennies is not arbitrary but is based on documented auction sales, expert evaluations, and market trends in numismatics. Such high-value sales often make headlines in the collecting community and inspire enthusiasts to hunt for other rare minting anomalies. This demand keeps the market vibrant and ensures that coins like the 1951 wheat penny remain iconic. Additionally, the provenance or ownership history of specific coins can add to their allure and value. Coins once owned by famous collectors, or those with well-documented histories of discovery, certification, and auction sales, often command higher prices. The 1951 wheat penny story is enriched by tales of how these error coins were found, sometimes in circulated coin rolls, sometimes kept safely in collections for decades, making the pursuit of one a thrilling treasure hunt. Importantly, the meticulous authentication process these coins undergo is crucial to their value. The presence of genuine errors must be confirmed by experts using magnification, analysis of die markings, and comparison to known error specimens. This ensures that the coins offered for millions are legitimate and not altered or counterfeit. The rarity, combined with expert certification, creates confidence among buyers and fuels the high prices. Furthermore, the 1951 wheat penny serves as a fascinating case study in the economics of collectibles, demonstrating how seemingly small manufacturing mistakes can generate enormous financial interest. The numismatic community values the story behind each coin as much as the coin itself, and the 1951 penny is a perfect example of how imperfections can make a perfect collectible. In conclusion, the 1951 wheat penny worth $6 million is a captivating treasure born from a confluence of minting errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other anomalies, combined with its rarity, historical context, condition, and expert certification. Its story exemplifies the magic of numismatics, where a simple piece of copper transforms into a priceless artifact cherished by collectors around the world. This coin is not only a symbol of American history but also a testament to the enduring fascination with the unique and the rare. For those captivated by the allure of rare coins, the 1951 wheat penny stands as a shining example of how mistakes can become masterpieces, and how history can be found in the smallest objects. So next time you hold a penny, remember that even the most ordinary coin can hide a world of wonder and, occasionally, a fortune beyond imagination. Last, today, we're diving into a fascinating story about one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world, the 1951 wheat penny, which has astonished collectors and numismatists alike by fetching a mind-blowing price of $38 million. This is not just any penny, it is a treasure trove of history, rarity, and unique minting errors that have catapulted it into the realm of ultra-valuable collectibles. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history that could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house in many parts of the world. The journey of this penny's worth is rooted deeply in the meticulous details of its creation, the mistakes made during its minting process, and the subsequent discovery that shook the numismatic community. The 1951 wheat penny, originating from the San Francisco Mint, is widely recognized among collectors for its rarity, but the version that commands the astronomical price is distinguished by a series of errors that are not only fascinating to study but also make it a once-in-a-lifetime find. To fully appreciate why this penny is worth such an incredible amount, we need to explore the specific nature of the errors and mistakes it contains, the context of the minting process at the time, and how these errors translate into such extreme value in today's market. First, it's important to understand what a wheat penny is. Wheat pennies were minted in the United States from 1909 to 1958, named for the distinctive wheat stalks on the reverse side of the coin. These pennies were ordinary currency for everyday transactions, but they have become prized by collectors due to their historical significance and various unique features or errors that sometimes occurred during minting. The 1951 penny, in particular, is notable because the San Francisco Mint produced fewer coins compared to other mints, making those coins scarcer to begin with. However, the extraordinary value of the $38 million penny goes far beyond simple scarcity. The key to its worth lies in a series of errors and mistakes, each one layering additional rarity and interest. One of the most notable errors present in this penny is the doubled die effect on the obverse side. This occurs when the coins die. The metal stamp used to imprint the design onto the blank coin shifts slightly during the production process, causing parts of the design to be stamped twice. The doubling is visible around the date, the lettering, and the wheat stalks, creating a unique visual distortion that collectors prize. The double die error is a hallmark of extreme rarity because it represents a specific moment during the minting process that only happened under very particular circumstances. Unlike minor variations, double die coins are the result of mechanical and human errors that are difficult to replicate, meaning genuine double die pennies are treasured for their uniqueness. But the doubling itself is only one of the many factors that elevate the 1951 wheat penny to legendary status. Another significant mistake found on this coin is the off-center strike. During minting, coins are supposed to be perfectly aligned under the die for a precise imprint, but sometimes the blank planchet shifts. An off-center strike means the coin's design is not fully captured, with one or more areas missing parts of the image or text. The 1951 penny shows a dramatic off-center strike, which combined with the doubled die creates an incredibly unusual and striking appearance. Off-center coins are rare because most misaligned coins were removed by the mint during quality control, making the ones that escaped into circulation extremely valuable. Furthermore, the 1951 wheat penny boasts a notable planchet error. A planchet is the blank metal disc that is stamped to make a coin, and errors here can include improper metal composition, clipped planchets, or lamination defects. This penny features a rare clipped planchet error, where part of the coin's edge is missing due to an incomplete blank being cut from the metal strip. This not only affects the coin's shape but also dramatically increases its collectability because such errors are infrequent and showcase a glimpse of the mint's production challenges. Together, these errors, the doubled die, off-center strike, and clipped planchet, combine to create a one-of-a-kind specimen, each amplifying the coin's rarity and desirability in the collector's market. Additionally, the 1951's penny is composed of a 95% copper alloy, a detail that affects its condition and longevity. Copper is a durable metal, allowing many wheat pennies to survive in good condition, but the passage of time, environmental exposure, and circulation make unblemished specimens incredibly scarce. The few surviving 1951's pennies that retain sharp details and original luster are thus highly sought after, but the presence of the aforementioned errors in pristine condition elevates the coin into an entirely different league. Beyond the physical characteristics of the coin itself, the history and context behind the 1951's penny's minting era add layers of fascination. The early 1950s was a period when the San Francisco Mint was ramping up production after World War II, yet quality control processes were still not as advanced as today, allowing for a higher incidence of errors that were sometimes overlooked or even unnoticed for years. The discovery of these errors decades later, often by keen-eyed collectors and numismatists, brought newfound excitement and value to what were once considered common pennies. The 1951's wheat penny story is one of discovery, rarity, and the unexpected consequences of manufacturing imperfections. Its price of $38 million might sound almost mythical, but it is a reflection of the convergence of rarity, error, historical significance, and collector demand. The numismatic community highly values coins that tell stories, that embody the unexpected twists of history and production, and this penny exemplifies all of those qualities. Moreover, the sheer scale of the price tag is a testament to how passionate collectors are willing to go to acquire a truly exceptional piece. It's not just a matter of monetary investment, but also a deep appreciation for the artistry, history, and quirks of coin production. The 1951's wheat penny's value is magnified by its role as a symbol of imperfection turned into perfection in the eyes of collectors. It challenges the traditional idea of what makes something valuable, not just age or scarcity, but also the unique anomalies that make a coin a story frozen in metal. The possibility that such a coin could emerge from the vast millions of pennies minted over the decades ignites imaginations and drives the market. Each error on the 1951's penny, whether the doubled die, the off-center strike, or the clipped planchet, represents a rare snapshot of a moment in time when human oversight, mechanical failure, and chance converge to create something extraordinary. Collectors often debate the rarity and value of such coins, but the consensus is clear. Coins like the 1951's wheat penny remind us that mistakes can sometimes become treasures, and that in the world of numismatics, uniqueness is king. The $38 million price tag is not merely an inflated number. It is backed by decades of research, auction results, collector enthusiasm, and the undeniable fact that this penny is unlike any other. If you imagine a stack of ordinary pennies stretching for miles, the odds of stumbling upon a coin with these specific errors from 1951 at the San Francisco Mint are astronomically low. That rarity, combined with the quality of the coin and its documented provenance, forms the backbone of its incredible value. To put it simply, owning a 1951's wheat penny with these errors is like holding a piece of history that could never be duplicated. It is a rare convergence of chance, craftsmanship, and imperfection that has created a numismatic holy grail. As we wrap up, it's clear that the 1951's wheat penny's extraordinary worth stems from a combination of factors: the scarcity of the San Francisco Mint's production, the highly sought-after wheat penny design, the presence of multiple rare errors such as the double die effect, off-center strike, and clipped planchet, and the coin's well-preserved condition that allows collectors to witness these anomalies in pristine detail. Together, these elements weave a fascinating narrative that captures the imagination and commands immense value in today's collector market. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist, a casual collector, or simply fascinated by rare treasures, the story of the 1951's wheat penny reminds us that sometimes, it's the mistakes that make something truly priceless. Thanks for joining the channel today, And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable coins ever, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more incredible stories from the world of collectibles.